I don dey tell una say this podcast wey una dey run dey go all the time. I don't know if they are giving you people money to appear there. You see this podcast go put una for wahala. Shebi if to say Spyro no, if for no suffer go that podcast go dey tell say, oh, I met my wife at a club, but she wasn't there to club, but she was just walking there. She wasn't there to do nonsense. Spyro, shebi if you talk you know, you for shut up. You know, I've been telling you people, stop all this podcast. No matter how dull or how unintelligent a person is, if you don't open your mouth to speak, people will really not know until you speak. So sometimes it is better. I'm not saying that Spyro is unintelligent or he's dull or something, but I'm just saying that it's not everything you say, because you open yourself up for dragging. Now, last week here, this apropos AI blog made was trying to talk about Spyro. No, he talked about Spyro actually, not trying to. The apropos blog said that Spyro keeps pretending that he's a Jesus boy. You know, he calls himself Jesus boy. Although people have been like, Spyro, where you stand? Because today you are going to sing secular music mixed with Jesus issue. Tomorrow you are going to sing Christian song mixed with secular standard. So where you stand? So this apropos AI blog now said that, oh, Spyro that calls himself Jesus baby got a girl pregnant, a girl that he met at the club, got her pregnant, and they are living together, even though they are not married. Spyro reacted to the video with his woman, but they didn't say anything, right? Now, a video of Spyro on a podcast surfaced, and he was asked, where did you meet your wife? He said he met her at a club. Even though I have a problem with him always referring to her as a wife. You get? Now, he said he met her at a club, but she wasn't there to do nonsense. Like, she wasn't there to club. And he said, even though there's nothing wrong with clubbing, truly, but she wasn't there to club, she was just walking. Now, people are asking him, how did you know what she's been doing before you got to meet her? How did you know she has not been doing nonsense or doing what normal girls go there to do? Not just to club, but to have fun or something, you know, once in a while. How did you know? Why are you denying for her? What if you later get disappointed? Before we continue, let's watch the short clip first. It's very short, but let's
I mean,
watch.
working in the club,
Oh,
not
working.
necessarily partying in the club. I mean, that is not to say partying is wrong,
Okay.
but she was working in the club, you know, and that was how I got to notice. I'm like, oh, why is she working in the club? I was curious to know, and that was what made me had my first conversation with her. Like, why are you working here? Like, you seem different. You seem out of this place, you know. So you know, and then we got talking, and in there it was like we were just friends. You know, I was trying to see how I could come in to see, you know, how can I help with this and all that. We were just being friends, and then my eyes just popped open one day. I'm like, oh.
Friends.
What I've been looking for is right in front of me, you know, because I wasn't thinking of making it a lifetime thing. I was just like, okay, we're just cool friends, and we just talk on the phone, and then, you know, wow, this is actually what I've been looking for. Before I miss it, let me quickly, you know, swing into action, and yeah.
Nayara, okay, now Spyro, according to you, there's nothing wrong with clubbing. That is true. That is if you do it maybe once in a while, maybe you are just bored, you know, just go there once in a year or once in 5 months or 6 months. There's nothing wrong with that. If you are there, we won't be shocked because you're an artist. Maybe you were booked to come and perform, actually, even though you say you are a Jesus boy. And there's nothing wrong with if you met your wife there. People meet themselves in different places. Some husband and wife meet on Facebook, different place. Even this Otedola daughter, Teni Otedola and Mr. Easy, they met at a club. So it is not new. It's not a new thing. But the question is, how did you know all the things that she has been doing before you met her? Even though it doesn't matter, past is past. When you want to be with somebody, if you look at their past life, it doesn't you can just overlook. You get my point? But how did you know? This is why I keep telling you, it's not all questions they ask you when you go to this podcast that you answer. Because there are some questions that you will answer, it will trigger more questions. People will want to know more, thereby bringing in more gossip. I don't know whether una dey like to set una sef up for dragging deliberately, But I don't think you guys should even be going to podcast all the time, and one question they keep asking you is about your relationship, your marriage, about your partner. That's why I keep saying all these podcasts, you guys should try as much as possible to avoid it. If the podcast is not to discuss what is happening in the country and how to move the country forward, I don't think that's an invitation that you should honor. And then lastly, before I go, Spyro, did you secretly marry Janet? Because that's her name. Because I remember you proposed to her September last year, September 2025. It's going to a year now. This is July, August, September, 2 months time. This is 10th month now that you proposed to her. And I was thinking that by now marriage go don sup, because she's been wearing the engagement ring, although she wears it on her wedding finger. She wears it on her wedding finger. That's why I'm asking, did you secretly marry her without telling us? Because it's not like anything is wrong with you wanting to secretly tie the knot o, but you know you did the engagement publicly. You posted the engagement video, you posted, she posted. Other celebrities congratulated you guys. So we have been looking, thinking, okay, when is the wedding going to come, so that we can, and all of that, also witness your wedding. But if you got married secretly, there is nothing absolutely wrong with that. But we want to know, considering the fact that you regard yourself as a Jesus boy, a Jesus boy is not supposed to be cohabiting with a woman. Because the way you guys make videos together, because the girl does mini vlog, the way you guys, do touch and all of that, it's obvious you live together, you live in the same house. It's obvious you live in the same house. But do you think that as someone who calls himself a Jesus boy, you are a Christian, do you think it is okay? You think it is exemplary for you to be living, to be cohabiting with your fiance? You think it is okay? It's just a question. I want to know, maybe you secretly married her. So if you guys are living together, it is not bad. We will not know that, okay, they are married. Maybe you guys just did this secretly. You don't want your wedding to be big or something. Hey, we understand that. But if you guys are not married, is it okay for you guys to be cohabiting, doing all the things you do together, and then you're always referring to her as your wife? Because engagement is not marriage. Yeah, you can say, oh, I met my girl, I met my woman, I met my babe, but you're always saying, oh, I met my wife. I want to know, let's not be confusing ourselves. Considering the fact say you be Jesus boy, you no go good say make Jesus boy dey refer to woman wey never marry as im wife. And then secondly, they come dey tell, they come dey cohabit, that they live together. If you have married her and you didn't want to make it public, then at least maybe you should let us know, so that people will stop gossiping about it. Because now aproko blog don say you carry belle, you give the girl even before una marry, right? I'm not saying that if that happens, now God na get the key to our life, but make us understand, because the engagement was loud. The engagement was loud. Me no fit say as a Jesus boy you dey do the right thing, but if una don marry, make you still tell us, so that we go know say, yeah, marriage don dey. You guys are husband and wife. Marriage, wedding no need to big, no be everybody want big wedding. So but I just want to know, are you guys married? Because I hear you calling her wife, 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 and you guys live together, you touch, you do a lot of things, you play. The way you play, it doesn't look like you are not married. It looks like you guys are, so as a Jesus boy, we want to know. And then say make you no dey talk am again say she wasn't doing any responsibility in the club, say because you no know the life wey she don fair live. But at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with meeting your wife at the club. People meet everywhere.